Welcome, everybody. It's 5 Minutes with Conor. I'm Conor Smith. Today, we're diving in with a couple of successful entrepreneurs. Whether we're tackling operational challenges, technical, or marketing, every small business has a unique journey. Today, I've got a couple of folks that I want to welcome. Leo Bletnitsky, who is the president of Healthy Technology Solutions, and Christopher Carter, who's the founder of Approyo. Welcome, guys.
Thanks, Conor.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Now, so today we're just going to kind of share a little bit about each one of our businesses, and then I'll dive into some questions unique to each of you guys in your entrepreneurial journey. So, Leo, would you start and just tell us a little bit about Healthy Technology Solutions?
Sure. We're a traditional MSP, managed services provider, that works with most industries, but we really focus on healthcare, construction, engineering, architecture, and then some professional services firms like CPA, legal. But a big chunk of our business is the trades and healthcare. And we do everything from cybersecurity to desktop support and VoIP, just all the things that everybody does. I just think we do it better.
That's great. Christopher, tell us a little bit about Approyo.
Yeah, and please call me Chris. All my friends do, Conor. So, yeah,
okay.
Give you friendship keys. So Approyo
Thank you for the green light.
Hey, you gotta love this back there. Yeah, as we are a managed service provider for companies running SAP software and SAP software only. We provide cloud services, support. We built our own AI-based monitoring tool that manages, runs, and supports those organizations. And with the largest upgrade cycle in SAP history, we have just exploded our data center patch, our cloud patch, our services, and we love helping companies that run SAP software, which is 87% of the companies.
Well, a couple of guys in the technology sector, how did you guys get into technology? Where'd you get your start? Leo, you want to kick that off?
Absolutely. By the way, we're in Las Vegas and Florida. I happen to be in San Diego at a conference, but it says San Diego above my head. So
gotcha.
Actually Vegas and Florida most of the time. Okay. I happened to get into IT accidentally. Graduated from college with what I call my BSBA, and BS does not stand for Bachelor of Science. And had to get a job. Got an interview through a friend of mine, and they said, what do you want to learn how to do? And I said, I have no idea. What do you got? And they said, how about computer networking? And I said, sure. And then I had to call around to find out what computer networking was. Because keep in mind, this was 96. Most people didn't know what a network was. Most people didn't have internet account. Took me a year to convince them to get me a $20 a month Earthlink account back then. And after a year and a half, I ended up, they got bought out and went to work for double the pay for half the responsibility at a company that was all union. And after 5 months of a 6-month contract, I had to leave or jump off a bridge. It just couldn't handle the lack of just the emphasis on customer service, on getting things done quickly. It was just look busy and don't let anyone think that you're not working. And I just couldn't handle that. So I went out on my own, went back to that same first employer, and they hired me as a consultant, and it all kind of snowballed from there. And that was in Oakland, California. And after 10 years, sold that, moved to Vegas, as I like to say, to escape communism.
Yeah, there you go. It's a great journey. And, those entrepreneurial starts are like, hey, I need to provide more value to people. And that's oftentimes what we're all about. Christopher, how about you? Or Chris, how about you?
Yeah, I actually started out in technology really early. I was one of the first guys in my neighborhood to have a Commodore VIC-20. Then I went to an Apple IIe. I knew where I wanted to go to school. I played baseball at Georgia Tech. So I went there because they had computers. I could play baseball. I got my first job at Coca-Cola working on an old mainframe R2. I used to have to deal with punch cards. Got an internship, then got hired by SAP before I graduated from tech. My baseball career fell apart due to injuries. So I said, you know what? I'm going to make my life history and do what I want to do with IT. And I did. I was one of the first SAP Academy graduates out of Atlanta. Actually, 4 of the other graduates went off to become either president of SAP or VP of SAP somewhere in the globe. And I started companies. This is my 4th different company. And I've been running and grew this one as an SAP startup focus program, always focused on the SAP ecosystem. I created the first cloud for SAP, which got me in trouble with SAP. I love the SAP ecosystem because literally every major corporation in America, except for 7 of them, run SAP software in some way, shape, or form in their organization. So it keeps me and my team busy.
Well, it's certainly been around as long as I've been alive. A lot of different stuff, guys, but Leo, what do you consider to be your greatest accomplishment?
Boy, well, my kids being successful, and they're on their way to being there. So I'm very proud of that. The business has grown, pretty good over the last 20 years in Las Vegas. Now we've expanded to Florida, and we're looking at some acquisition targets. So the next accomplishment will be to, supersize it. Beyond that, I'm really proud of the fact that no client that we are fully managed by us has had a ransomware incident in the last 7 years. And that's something that, in the current marketplace, in the current, we've had some co-managed clients have issues, but that's because they have an IT team, and that's a little bit different. We have a little bit less control, but that is something I'm pretty proud of.
Yeah, that's no small feat. Chris, how about you? Greatest accomplishment?
Well, I do got to reiterate my children as well. I've got 2 daughters. Neither of them do anything that I do. They're in the healthcare industry, so I'm very proud of them. But from a business standpoint, I'm very proud of the organization that I created and have moved up the food chain. I'm one of those believers that no matter how far I get up that corporate ladder, my hand needs to be going backwards and bringing people with. Most of my team continues to go up the ladder. When we bring in people, we highlight the management team that we have. My chief operating officer, CFO, others, they've all worked their way up the food chain, and we continue to do that. And then when we work with customers and partners, just like Leo, we're very blessed. We don't get security hacks. We're very stringent on details. We use AI-based tools to really make sure that the organizations that we work with are taking that next business leap and that technology leap, and we're the ones guiding them and helping them hand in hand to make sure that that's happening. So to me, it's all about my team and how they're helping our customers succeed in today's journey.
That's a good segue here, and Chris, maybe build off of that. How do you define success? Is it that customer journey, the employee journey, some combination thereof?
Yeah, it is a combination thereof. You know what? I can only live off so much money unless I give it to my wife, and then she, of course, spends it any way she sees fit. But at the end of the day, if my staff is learning and growing, if my staff is actually leaving our organization and going somewhere else to rise above in a platform that we don't happen to do or that we don't have a space for them, I want them to be successful, and I will do everything in my power to help them as they move on. And for our customers, I am really there as a sounding board and as an advisor to them. And then the team behind me comes in, and we really net out where they want to go, how they want to be, where they're going to be successful, and we help them lay the groundwork. I'm there to be an advisor. I'm here to be a sounding board. I'm here to be somebody that they can cry on my shoulder about whatever, and then to speak about that as I travel the globe. And because let's be honest, we're technologists. We hear a lot of things that happen in the back room that you're like, oh, okay, just let it all out. Let it out. And They vent to us, cry to us, they applaud us. We go to different events. I just came back from a wedding of one of my partners who's in India, and I got to spend 5 days in India at an incredible wedding because I was the only partner they invited because we've become that friendly and that much of a family together. So it's beautiful.
Great. Leo, how about success for you?
It's freedom, and it's the ability to do what I want when I want, help the causes I want, go on the vacations I want, and I'm anyone that knows me knows I am a big fan of vacations. I think everybody should have vacations. We even instituted. We had a technician a number of years ago that we were asking, hey, where do you like to go on vacation? And his response was, vacations are for rich people. And I said, oh hell no. So we instituted a $1,500 a year, vacation, reimbursement for the staff, so each staff member, because we're a support company. We can't close for a week like some businesses can and just be gone for a week and then go do a retreat somewhere. So everyone does a personal retreat. We'll reimburse up to $1,500, and that makes it so people can actually do things maybe they couldn't otherwise afford. Or thought they couldn't.
And that whole being able to refresh and rejuvenate it makes everybody feel successful. All right, guys. An important lesson you've learned from your career. Any volunteers on going first?
I say the same thing every time. Always hire executives and leadership that know what they're doing, because I don't know 100%, and I sure don't know 100% anymore. I should have hired earlier in my career those executives to take on chief financial operations, finance operations, HR, because that is not I'm a technologist. Hire early, hire smart, and hire fast.
Great lesson. How about you, Leo?
Those are, Chris had some great ones. For me, it's also never burn bridges. I learned that very early on. And then the other thing is that everybody has their expertise. Never denigrate someone that doesn't know something that you do, because if they did, they wouldn't need you. And at the same time, we work with a lot of, and I say this all the time, we have brilliant people that tell me, oh, they feel stupid because they don't know technology. But you're a scientist, you're a doctor. I tell my medical clients, I say, listen, if I'm doing medical procedures on somebody, something has gone terribly wrong. They have done something terrible to someone in my family, and we're in a cabin in the woods, and they're not expected to survive. So you do your thing, I do my thing, and we're each going to be better off for doing what we're best at.
Well, you're both technologists. You're both entrepreneurs. I appreciate you guys taking some time to bounce some of this stuff off today. Always inspiring to hear about how entrepreneurs are navigating all the different challenges of growing a business, taking care of people, and adding value for all involved. For those of you listening, remember, success is so much more than about money. It's about growth, perseverance, and faith in something much more than yourself. Chris, Leo, thanks for sharing your journeys. I look forward to sharing more journeys like this on the next 5 Minutes with Conor. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Marketing is really hard for people. It's intangible, it's expensive, it doesn't make sense. Small businesses struggle with it. And ultimately, we try and help people make it make sense and produce good return on investments for them. If you can get people out of the complexities and really just help them with their story, their brand, and then truly moving off of that stuff into things that actually generate leads for them, that's what they're looking for.